Hi there, this is Tim with a quick Elite Dangerous video detailing the changes in Gamma 2.0. They've actually released a couple of updates since 2.0, but basically I'm just going to detail the main changes that came in with that build. New ships are the Lakon Type 7 and the Adder. They've also made changes to the non-playable capital ships to make the gameplay a little bit more challenging. They've changed the ship's guns and modules, increased its health, increased its damage. So basically, you shouldn't be able to take it out in an Eagle by yourself, which is what I actually did recently. I made it jump out by getting it down to 42% hull. I probably can't do that now because if they're anything like me, they analysed its weaknesses and took advantage of them. That's basically what I didn't show you in my video, but basically I found a way to attack it where it was very, very difficult for it to hit me. Anyway, major new features as far as I'm concerned. There was an awful lot of bug fixes and changes and things like that as well, but I've just basically narrowed it down to things that I think will actually change gameplay. They've disallowed high-res screenshot captures in open play. I'm really disappointed by this, basically. I think that right now they have no third-person view, so the only way you could really get a screenshot of your own ship was to have a friend in multiplayer with you who could take a screenshot of your ship, and because there's no third-person view, you're always in the cockpit, and unless you're in a Sidewinder, you always have cockpit kind of A-frames visible within the screen, and that was okay if you could look at them and take a high-resolution screenshot, because then you could crop out the cockpit and it would still be high resolution. Well, now you can only take a standard resolution screenshot, so basically you can't crop out the cockpit and still get high resolution. You know, you're just getting a smaller image, and I don't see why they would do it. You know, if you take a high resolution screenshot, you put yourself at risk, and I don't see how it impacts, you know, Frontier servers in the slightest. So I don't really see why they've done that, and I don't really agree with it. And I think it's a very negative move, really, for a game that doesn't have a third-person view. Sorry to whine on about that, but next thing, they've added a movie to the main menu. They've added route planning. They have rebalanced the unidentified signal sources quite a bit. They've added capital ship checkpoints at some major systems in the Federation and the Empire. Fixing shipware has a cost now, as you can see up at the top right. Slavery missions and commodities have been added, and from what I've read, these consist of saving slaves, and obviously you can trade them within Empire systems as well. The Paradiso outpost now uses proper prototype. You can now exit the game from the new commander screen, which actually did catch me out once. I was unable to exit and had to kind of quit out, and then another time I had to start a new game and then quit out from that. They've done the planet mapping for a few planets within the Sol system, including Titan, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, and they've added a new planet class called a water giant. So basically they're no longer classed as icy. Assisting in the routing of a capital ship now earns you money. So what I did with the Eagle would have earned me money, but that's quite nice, really. You know, if you make one jump out, then you get paid for that. The frequency of unidentified signal sources is based on population and distance to capitals instead of security rating. Duxford Station has been added. If you didn't realise, Duxford Station was where the premiere event was held. It's a museum now. It was formerly RAF Duxford, and it's got some fantastic museums there you should visit. A secret has been added, and if you saw my other video, It's actually Voyager 2 and Voyager 1, which are both apparently in the Sol system. I was only able to find Voyager 2 myself, and I uploaded it basically warning about spoilers, but then Frontier went ahead and let everybody know what it was anyway, which I was quite surprised about. I think that's kind of a silly thing to do as well. I don't think they should spoil things like that, but they did. Players' reputation with minor factions now includes the major faction. What I think that means is that if you do a job for a corporation which has ties with the Federation, you don't just get reputation with the corporation, you also get it with the Federation. UI changes, they've combined multiple bounties in the left panel. They now display details for all minor factions present on an overview on the right panel. They've actually added borderless window mode, so if you run more than one screen like me, you can now make full use of that and obviously still have the window full screen without the annoying blue bar at the top, etc, etc. They've added more detail on the mission summary screens. You can now basically see when things are illegal. You can see when you are going to be rewarded with cash, or when you are going to be rewarded with a kind of a standing increase. You can now repair your ship hull apparently in 10% increments in the same way that you can modules. Mining has changed a little bit in that now if you find a really juicy asteroid, you can't keep resetting the game and just going back to the same asteroid, because their location and composition is now randomized, so you would have to go and find the new asteroid which had that magic item that you're looking for. Exploration has been refined a little bit in some ways that I actually quite like. You can now not sell data to a system within 20 light years of what you have explored, which makes sense. They are local systems, and you would assume that they have all travelled within 20 light years. It's really not that far. They've also dropped the distance that NPCs travel to 500 light years from 1,000 light years. And this is good because there was people that were travelling really far out into the galaxy, and there were NPCs there, and obviously that's not really very realistic, that there's going to be huge numbers out there. And basically the 500 light year barrier is from the population centres, so it's the Sol system or the Empire capital, which is called the Ashnar system. Combat AI has been refined in quite a few ways, really. They will no longer flee if they feel threatened due to facing a ship with a high ship score. And that's correct in my opinion. There's been times when I've beaten human players and NPCs that were in much better ships because they were poor pilots. And that's basically how it should be with an NPC that's facing me as well. They if my combat rating is low, they should give it a go. They shouldn't just run away because I have a good ship. Asteroid fields now spawn pirates and police as well as miners, and that happens based on the security level of the system. And that's good, because previously I found it very hard to find pirates just lately anyway, because there was none in the asteroid belts. AI can now not charge their hyperdrive when they are mass locked. This is quite nice because there's been times when I have been following an NPC out of a space station. I have selected it and found that they have a wanted status. So I obviously target them with my weapons, but they're able to jump before I was able to fire. Well, now they have to clear the mass lock, charge their FSD, and I might actually have time after I leave the no-fire zone of a station to actually take them out. If a ship has a bounty with their own faction, attacking them won't make their faction hostile to you. That's a good thing. They've changed how things work in lawful systems and unlawful systems as far as interdiction. Basically, you'll get interdicted more in a unlawful system by bounties, etc., etc. and you will get interdicted less in a lawful system, and basically things will vary, like police activity, bounty hunters, etc., based on what type of system it is. They've upped the chance of pirate interdiction in anarchy systems, and obviously they've kind of refined things to make it a third of a chance of being commuters, two-thirds of a chance of being smugglers, etc., when they are unlawful travellers. Assassinations, it says that assassination targets are referred to by name rather than the ship, and they've made it so that the unidentified signal sources where assassination targets normally are kind of show up a little bit more for people that are actually taking those missions, and won't show up to people that aren't. And that's quite nice, because I had it in the past where I took out an assassination target without having known about the mission, and I only got 200 credits bounty for a very, very difficult kill. But anyway, there's been a whole bunch of sound changes. They've added profiles for speakers and headphones, nighttime, home cinema. There's changes to the station menus, transactions. They've added ambience to stars, volcanic planets, female breathing, alarms when the ship heats up. Many things, and there's been a few kind of UI tweaks here and there, but nothing that's really kind of game-changing. So I hope that helped. You can see what's new in Gamma 2. Just to let you know, I mean, I don't really know if I'll keep doing these once the game goes live. I mean, to be able to do this and to get the footage that I've shown with this, I've had to reset my game again. And if they don't give us multiple gaming profiles, I don't really see how I can keep doing these and be able to play the game. So I don't know if I can do these after the 16th, obviously. But we'll see. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.